Hi everyone, it's Jess here with a video for Market Street Stamps. I wanted to showcase their February release. So first of all, we're going to make a card from start to finish using stamps from that release. And then at the end of the video, I will show you the stamps that are in the release and stamp one of the sets out. So first of all, we're starting with this piece of craft cardstock here, and I went ahead and die cut it with a Sizzix Framelits die. And I have this little circle mask that I made here really easily, just die cut a circle out of some masking paper. And now I'm inking over the circle with two colors of Distress ink, Mustard Seed and Dried Marigold. And the goal here is to create a sun in the background of this little scene. What we're creating here is a little scene that is going to be a sun on the top, and then on the bottom it's going to be water, like an ocean or a lake, I guess. And I'm using Salty Ocean Distress ink here, and then just the bottom of my masking paper just to create a horizon line. And that didn't go up quite as far as I wanted it to, so I just went ahead and re-masked that and re-inked it. And you can't really see once I'm finished inking here where the old line was. So now we have all of that done, and I'm going to take this sailboat image. This is from the new Market Street set, Dreaming of the Sea, and stamp that out right into the water there. And I was going to mask off the sun, but then that wouldn't have worked. So I abandoned that idea and just went ahead and stamped it onto the water, being sure that the bottom of the boat was above the water line so it didn't look like it was sinking. And we're just going to do some quick paper piecing here. I have a piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to re-stamp the sailboat image onto there and cut out the two sails. And then when I have all of those cut out, I'm just going to go around the edges with the Memento marker just to finish it off and take away the white core of the cardstock. When you're doing paper piecing, it's especially important to make sure to go around with a marker if you're using white paper, because that shows up even more, I think. So for adhesive here, I'm just using a little multi-matte medium. I like to use this when paper piecing just because I think it glue has a tendency to squish out, and with the multi-matte medium it is matte, so you don't see the shininess of a glue on your project, which is really nice. And then that top flag there, I just paper piece that out in red. So now we have our white card base here, and we have another one of the new stamps from the release. This is Nautical Stripes, and I'm inking this up with some red royal ink from Hero Arts. This is a shadow ink, so it's going to look a little tiny bit splotchy at first, and then it'll even out. And I went ahead and just did my whole entire card base with that. And with red ink, it's kind of dangerous. I can make a mess. But I did okay here. I just used my scratch piece of paper and applied some pressure over the top. That seems to be the best way for me to work with background stamps. So it's starting to come together here. I wanted to add some twine, so I'm just have a little X-Acto knife through the fold of the card, and then I'm threading through my twine. And then I just tied it off in a knot in the background. And then I quickly snipped this piece of paper to 1/2 of an inch, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment that is also from the Dreaming of the Sea set. It says, "You put the wind in my sails," which I think is really sweet. So I went ahead and stamped that out, and then I'm going to just cut a little banner edge, cut right down the middle, and then meet up with that edge in the corners. That's the best way I've found to create that little banner strip there. So I wanted this banner to wrap around that front cardstock panel, and I adhered that on with foam squares. I don't think I showed that yet. And I just put a little score line on the back of it, and then I'll just go ahead and fold it around the front. And that is the card. I added some pearls and gems, and here's a photo of that so you guys can check that out as well. And then now I'm going to switch over and show you guys the sets a little bit more in depth. I wanted to share with you guys the February release and go through the sets and just show you what we have for this month. The first set is this Faithful Phrases 1. This is a new series that's called the Cornerstone series. They're images for your faith. So this particular set has a bunch of words. You can create your own sentiments, as well as these 3 little images, a heart, a flower, and a cross. And the packaging is a bit deceiving because the words are quite large, and you can create some sort of large-scale sentiments. So you could, for example, do trust in God, faith in prayer, give love. You have a ton of options with this. The words that you get are faith, prayer, give, focus, share, trust, grow, and on the Jesus, God, love, and in of four. And then of course your little images over here. So a lot of options with this. It would be a great set, to do for maybe sympathy cards or just cards that lend support to people who are having some tough times. So that is an awesome one to start with. And then the rest of the sets all follow along this nautical theme. So we have two background stamps. We have the nautical stripe, which is awesome. I don't think I've seen any of these from anyone else, so this is a great stamp. And you could do these in navy blue and red. Lots of options. You could maybe even mask off a part of it to sort of give it that washi tape look. That would be really fun to experiment with. This is also a background stamp. It's called She Sells Seashells. And it is just a bunch of repeated little seashell images. Would be super cute to use with this next set, which is Dreaming of the Sea. This is my favorite set from this release. It has a ton of nautical images, and I'm actually going to go ahead and stamp out this set for you guys just so you can kind of get a vibe of what they all look like, and maybe you will get some ideas for your own projects. So let's start with the medallions that are in this set. There are two of them. One of them is an anchor, and the other one is like a ship's wheel. And I'm just stamping these all out in Memento Black. This one would be also gorgeous in navy or even red. And I could see doing a lot of fun like embossing techniques with these maybe, like making your own little medallions, your own little pendants. That would be really fun also. So to go along with that anchor one, we also have a solo anchor in this set. Which looks like that. Again, you could cut that out and maybe punch out that little center there and string that on some twine on your card. That would be super duper cute. And there are a lot of sentiments and phrases in this set, so let's stamp out a couple of those. So that one says, "A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor." I think that would be great, again, like for a sympathy card or somebody who's going through a tough situation or a bad time, and just to remember that, what they're going through will hopefully make them stronger in the end. Then we have this little guy, is so cute. Lobster. How fun is he? I love that. Would be really fun to color in. Then we also have the set of two starfish. Well, they're not really starfish. That's what they first struck me as, but they are actually just stars. But maybe they could be starfish if you wanted them to be. Then we have these four little fish. And let me just tell you how cool these are, because I'll stamp them out separately. Because you can have them, oops, getting the paper kind of inky. Move you guys up here a little bit. So we have the outline, right? And he's facing to my right. And then we have the solid, and he's also facing to my right. And I'm sure you guys have seen the solid layered inside there, so it sort of looks like it's a little offset like that. That is always really cute. And then we have these other two. And you can make them face each other. And then another solid. So lots of options with these. You could have like little fish who are in love and kissing, or you could make like a whole little school of fish. That would be really cute also. And let's see here. This sentiment would pair perfectly with these little fish. Best fishes. So cute. And then, of course, we can't have a nautical set without having this sentiment. Ahoy. Super fun. And we have, this would be really cute for a baby card, of course, for your little sailor. Then this sentiment would also be good for somebody going through some tough times. It's something I say to myself often. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Now there's a couple larger scale images in the set. And this one is of a sailboat. And then before I stamp out the rest, I think I'm going to go ahead and add some color to these just to sort of make them pop. Alright, so you guys can see I added some quick coloring to the top two medallions there and the stars and the little lobster. And then I just actually did the little paper piecing on the sailboat really quickly. Okay, so there's not a ton left. Let's go through them. I wanted to show you guys these little waves while we have the sailboat out. These obviously can be used in conjunction with the sailboat or on their own, maybe with the lobster, or just pieced along the card. So you could have it like that. That obviously looks like it's floating on the water. You get that little one. And then we have this larger one as well. And it's really easy to line up and keep it going across your page. So my other favorite image, I guess, really, in this set is this little mermaid. And go ahead and stamp her out quick. And her face and hair is seriously beautiful. I'll move this up to make sure you guys can see. And her dress pattern is actually the same as the background pattern in the background stamp with the seashells. And you can see her little cheeks there, her little star in her hair. She's just super pretty. And there are a few sentiments that go along with her. We have I must be a mermaid. I have no fear of depths and a great fear of shallow living. What a cool sentiment. And then this one could also go with her. Dreaming of the sea. And then this one, it should have gone with the sailboat, but I don't want to miss it here. This is the Dreaming of the Sea set, you guys. You get this wheel, this anchor, this other little anchor image. You could definitely stamp that on a different colored ink. Lobster, stars, great sentiments, this large-scale sailboat, super cute little mermaid, and a couple more sentiments. And these waves, too. Can't forget those. So it's a great value, you guys, for the set, and I highly recommend you check it out. You can purchase all the stamps I've talked about here today at www.marketstreetstamps.com, and we'll catch you guys next time.